With all of the unnecessary criticism surrounding this show, I've been waiting to get to this review to contribute to the revolution of the Iron Fist, to show them and the world that this show is badass and an absolutely fantastic addition to the MCU and the Netflix lineup, as Iron Fist is great, and don't let anyone else tell you different. The critics were most definitely wrong when it came to Iron Fist, and I can't believe it got to the extent that it did, because quite frankly, what were they saying compared to the final product is drastic. The story is about a young boy who, when he was 10 years old, was involved in a plane crash, causing him to land in the mystical city in the Himalayas known as Kunlun. While he is there, he is raised and trained by monks who live there, as he is set on a path to become the next to pick up the mantle of the legendary warrior known as the Iron Fist, or the guarder of the gates to Kunlun, who would protect them from the Hand. However, he then returns home and sees things are not quite as he left them, as the company he owns is now infected. First off, all of the characters in this show are very well developed and genuinely interesting. They all went through some phenomenal story arcs, which made them all individually relevant to the overarching story of the season. Finn Jones is instantly likeable as Danny Rand, and he really sold the idea that he was this mystical warrior as his fight choreography was on point, which allowed for so many awesome fight scenes between him and just some other ninja-like characters, which was really awesome to see on screen. Very well done. Joy and Ward Meacham were fantastic characters, as they were supportive of each other but also in conflict with one another, which created a nice dynamic between the two. Ward specifically went through a lot. I loved his story arc as it was expansive and definitely had the most change, as we saw this character mentally losing control of himself, and that was something really interesting to see portrayed on TV, which is something that's quite rare within the superhero genre and something I haven't quite seen done as well as it was done here, so very good from Ward Meacham. Jessica Henwick, who plays Colleen Wing, was an excellent character and one I was instantly connected with from the start of the season. She was a great fighter who could match Danny in hand-to-hand combat, and she was also just a great ally to have on his side and a great confidant to have by his side. Her character also went through quite a revealing story, which is shocking but also makes the viewer question their own views on a certain subject that is highlighted within the show, and that was something I didn't expect. It took me completely off guard and it was just a really pleasant surprise. Claire Temple from all the other shows makes her return in Iron Fist with a comparable sized role to what she had in Luke Cage. Claire was as fantastic as always, providing some good comedy here and there, and also being the voice of reason for Dally and Colleen. We are always excited from an appearance from Claire, and her role in Iron Fist will not disappoint fans in any way, shape or form. And what's really interesting about her character in this show is that she actually gets involved in some of the action this time around, which is something that's just great, and it's great to see Rosario Dawson in fight scenes. The villains are also very well done in this show. At first I wasn't quite sure what was going on, and I wasn't quite sure who the villain truly was. However, as you go deeper into the show, you realise that unlike the other Netflix shows, there isn't an overarching villain, but loads of different villains who provide a different challenge for Danny on different levels. This show, you may think, is most similar to Daredevil. However, this is where you'd be wrong. This show is quite slow and very character and story driven, which places it more in the vein of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. I did not expect this at all, but I was not one bit disappointed. Even though this is a slow show, it's not remotely boring, because it is so excellently written, and because you become invested in the characters so quickly, you just love every single piece of the story that's going on. Overall, I loved every bit of Iron Fist. It has an excellent story, fantastic characters with mesmerising actors portraying them, well-directed action, and scary yet convincing villains. I did not want Iron Fist to end due to its brilliance, and I feel bad for the show due to all the criticism it faced early on. Don't listen to the critics, as I've never seen them get it so wrong as they have done with Iron Fist. So with that said, I have to give Iron Fist the rank it truly deserves and truly gets to have in the public eye, and that is the grade of an A+.